this conversation started with Punk the God. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows him if you're watching this. He basically came out and said that he went back and played Street Fighter 5 on PS4 offline, and it felt like garbage to him. Even in comparison to Street Fighter 5 on PC, even Street Fighter 5 PC online. So that kind of stirred up a whole conversation of would online tournaments for locals and stuff start being the normal. And you know, we save like the offline stuff for, you know, your majors and things like that, and even try to incorporate PC at the majors and stuff like that. So it sparked a lot of debate. You know, some people were saying like, yeah, this is going to be the new normal. Some people saying no, we still need to be doing offline everywhere. So we give it to our panel. Like, how do you feel about what Punk the God said? How do you feel like, you know, the reaction to the FGC, your opinions, all that? Starting with you, Mr. Gamer.
I can't really vouch too much for PS4 offline Street Fighter 5 because I don't play that game. And I really barely played it offline. When it first came out, I did. But I can vouch for it because PS4 Street Fighter 5 just feels horrendous overall. Like, the online, like, this makes a lot of sense because the online is horrendous. Like, there's been so many like debates and discussions about Ethernet and Wi-Fi. It don't matter which one you got on PS4. It's still gonna be bad. It don't matter. You could have the Super 9000 modem and it's still gonna play like trash. Like I downloaded Akira and Oro. Like I'm gonna have to have some fun, and I deleted the game again because it's totally unplayable. And then you gonna have the people who's get good, do this, do that. No, you cannot play a game where people are teleporting that don't have their move in their move set. Dawson can teleport, or Kira cannot. So when you're playing against this type of stuff, it's just like you can't win, and that's consistent. Like when I play Street Fighter 5, that's consistently the consensus of matches that I get against people that are teleporting. The match is just jittering. It's just like the game is struggling to just stay afloat. So it's like the game is just struggling to run properly. So I wouldn't doubt it if the online feels, I mean, if the offline doesn't feel too different. I mean, of course it's gonna be better, but I haven't played Street Fighter 5 on PC, which I kind of want to attempt to, but the fact that the way it felt on PS4 would just put such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't even want to waste the money to get it on PC, and it feels the same to me. But from what I'm hearing, people are saying it's superior. So I don't know, man. I think most of these tournaments you see, like Yipes has his can opener series and NOBC, all these things have transferred over to PC online, and they seem to be running pretty smooth for the most part. But yeah, I just PS4 Street Fighter 5, man. It's just like I don't know if it depends on like what model system you have. I still have a base PS4, so I mean that could be part of it. I don't know if it runs better on the PS4 Pro. Some of these things could be some things that are up in the air, but they could have some effect on it. But I will say that overall, I feel like Street Fighter 4 just plays bad, man. Like it just doesn't feel that great. It just feel like the game is struggling, even in practice mode. I just thought about it. Even in practice mode, sometimes it feel like the game would like stutter, and just jitter for no reason. Like when you press reset, like when you're trying to work out a combo or a setup, and you press reset, it's like a slight delay, and it's like, why does it feel like this? I'm not even online, so it's just like I can see the sentiment that I haven't experienced the PC version of Street Fighter 5, but I'm pretty certain I'm 90% certain I bet that it plays much better than PS4 version. So I don't know, man. I guess maybe it's time for new hardware, and I guess maybe this will get into the conversation again of like console versus PC. But I can agree with Punk on this one. Like I said, the game overall just feels like it runs terribly on PS4.
So I'll say that it feels like once again this is one of those things that COVID changed, where with COVID it changed how we looked at netcode. Like a lot of these developers had to realize, oh, our netcode wasn't good before COVID. Now that people are forced to play online, like we have to make it better. And this is another one of those cases where I have to wonder why console versions of games cannot compare to the PC version. Like why aren't they made the same way? Like why does one have more input lag than the other? And obviously I'm not a developer. I don't know how the dev kit works for like all these games. Like if there's just if it's naturally just easier to make it where there's no lag on PC, or if there's just inherent lag with consoles. We see with Guilty Gear Strive, they were recently able to make it where the lag is reduced on that game, the console version. I think the PS5 version, they reduced the lag. The PS4, they had to keep the same just because I guess they're still working on it. Well, no, it's PS4 Pro and PS5. They reduced the lag, and just base PS4, they couldn't do it at the time. Hopefully, they'll do something else to it, but I don't know. But anyway, it's just crazy how we're like you said, Devin. It seems like PC might just be the way from now on. Like we're getting into this we're getting to this point where the PC version of a lot of these fighting games just looking like it's the superior version. The console version just doesn't compare, whether it be well, I think the main thing is just input lag. I think that's the main thing that a lot of people are complaining about. Is just that it just seems like the console versions of a lot of fighting games just have more lag. So do we transition to these tournaments just being PC only? I don't know. I mean, I guess time will tell on that one. I would like to think once we phase out the PS4, Xbox One generation, maybe then we could see how when PS5s and Xbox Series X, when those are more readily available, I guess we'll see how those work in a tournament setting. But for now, if we're still playing a lot of our stuff on PS4, it just seems like PC is just a superior way, because PCs, I mean, they always have the most up-to-date tech, and when it comes to the PS4, we're dealing with a system that came out in 2013, I think. Yeah, I think it came out in 2013. Around that time is when those consoles came out. So yeah, all those systems are all like 8 years old now. So it kind of makes sense that they're not able to run certain games optimally. But do I agree with Punk or not? I mean, I haven't played the PC version of Street Fighter V. I do feel some stickiness with the PS4 version at times. So I can, if it goes down the way that I think it does, then I can see the PC version running smoother. And like you mentioned, Devin, a lot of the tournaments now, like a lot of the online tournaments like NLBC, Can Opener, Wednesday Night Fights, all of them, for the most part, have transitioned to PC. So if the game is available on PC, then they're just going to play it that way, and they seem to have a better online experience. So whether we should go to PC in the future, I guess that's yet to be determined, but we'll just have to see when the PS4 is finally phased out and we transition fully to PS5. Maybe then we'll have that debate in terms of which one runs better. But for now, it just seems like PC is probably the better option. And yeah, I still would like to I would still like to know why these developers can't make the lag the same, but maybe just one of those things where PC, there's so many variables with it that it's just easier to reduce the lag for it in comparison to the console. But I'm no developer. Like I said, anybody in the comments or on social media, if you hear this, hey, let us know if you have any background in development. Why can't they be the same? Why is it so much easier to make the input lag lower for PC than it is for console? I would really like to know.